Through this studying this material, did it reinforce your faith in democracy, or did it make you think about how hard? How did it change your thinking about democracy?
Me personally, I just feel like at this point, like we're in a time where our voice really matters. So I feel like democracy, it has its good and its pros and its cons, but I mean, a lot of times, a lot of bad things are done in the name of democracy. So I just feel like for me, looking at how these artists and people, propelled their voice in that way, I feel like that just reiterates it for me that I need to keep it.
I think that something that came across pretty significantly to me was that there is a very specific language to democracy. There's a very specific language that, like, as Americans, our idea of what it is to be an American looks really different than someone who is South American, Central American. And often, like, that idea that we hold is often, like, held as, like, the standard of Americanness. And so when we talk about democracy, you kind of maybe wonder, like, okay, who is afforded that same privilege of whatever that Americanness looks like? Because, like, we're in a democracy, but Chile was under dictatorship. Like, so what does that experience look like for someone who shares, like, land, who shares space, but still is not afforded, like, the same, like, idea, like, an ideal that we have?
Like, for me personally, I kind of find it hard. The person that Dr. Bond had mentioned earlier, President Allende, he was actually one of the first elected presidents. And under Nixon, they had decided once Allende went ahead and nationalized copper to go ahead and try to overthrow him because it was going to make the country more money, and American would be kind of out of the loop on that money. So when he went ahead and tried to get rid of Allende, it was for profit. And then by doing that, they put a dictator in power. After that dictator became in power as a communist, they let him stay there for 17 years. So it's kind of hard for democracy to see the difference. Like in the poem I said, like it's kind of hard to see the difference in the oppositions. Is because it's like you got one person out of power because you were money hungry, but then when it's somebody who can actually cause a threat, you let that person sit there in power. So for me, democracy is hard because you really don't know who's playing on whose team. Even in the House of Representatives and in the Senate, they're friends. They'll go out to lunch. Their views aren't all the same, but I know that person over this person, so whatever they say, I may throw them the vote, So democracy is really hard to kind of draw lines when everybody's kind of playing for this certain goal,
So what are you guys' idea of democracy and how it should be played out, at least in the US?
I passed it already. Okay, ask your question, y'all guys.
So what's your idea of democracy and how it should be played out? Because everybody has a different idea of what is democracy. So
I feel like a true democracy is allowing people to create legislation. You know what I'm saying? As a lot of people say, we don't have a vote, or you know what I'm saying. But it's like for us, if we all come together as a group, organized, you can make changes. So I feel like it really just depends on the people and what they want.
And I think the democracy that we pretty much went over in Chile, so learning Chile's democracy and seeing how different it is from America, I think that was the most interesting part about the course and the material. Allende, the president in the 1960s, he actually incorporated the musical protest movement Nueva Canción in his campaign. So that's something that we probably won't ever see in America and with one of our presidents doing at all. He tries to, any president, she that runs here in America, they try to they try to deter away from human as a collective. You know, yeah, human rights as a collective. So
And I think like the biggest thing, like Nick and Tyra are saying, we just kind of have to come together. You know, more voices are heard if you say it all together at once, opposed to individual. Because something that I can say is important to me, you know, as long as I'm saying it's important, you're not thinking it's important to anyone else that's up here. But if we all go ahead and say that it's equally important to us, then you have no choice but to start like, okay, considering the facts. So with the protests, the reason why they decided to put them in songs, you know, songs are catchy. More people are going to be willing to protest with the song. If you think about like certain things, when you think about protests, they're chants. They're not just saying, it's not just one person just saying something, everybody else mumbling something different. If we all get on the same accord, then we can make the biggest difference with the most noise. So.
any other questions?
I know there's one more question. All right. Well, we appreciate you guys.